Ladies and gentlemen, Jedi and Sith, I am the Comic Outlaw, and we're bringing you our final part of Dark Empire. Yes, a Star Wars story that should have been but never was. The original return of Emperor Palpatine, and the continuation of his plans to destroy and crush the Rebel Alliance once for all. This is a continuation of this story, but as always, there's always another. So let's pick up where we left off. The fate of the galaxy is held in the hands of the rebellion, or the New Republic, whatever you want to call them at this point. As for the last time of the story, R2-D2 is loaded up with all the information from the world destroyers, including the codes. It nearly fried his circuit, so they're slowly having trouble extrapolating it without destroying the droid. As they make their plans on what they're going to do, the Calamarians have come up with a very interesting scheme of their own. Instead of taking over a world destroyer, they're going to sneak aboard it. See, these world destroyers have giant factories in it. After they suck up all the material, they make starships, armor, weapons, whatever have you. And it's time for them to raid these factories. This is their plan. They're going to go in and cause destruction from the inside, and maybe get a little more ships for their rebellion in order to survive, because they've already lost so many. And at this point, they're a little lost for words. They never thought that they would have the arrogance or the guile to come in and attack the factories instead of just attacking the destroyer as a whole, which is a brilliant move on their part. And as you can see, they're coming in, they're blasting whatever they can, and they're stealing whatever they can too. At this point, it's about survival. For these devastators have destroyed most of what's left of Calamari, the factories, the buildings, the people, the ships. This is survival at this point. The Millennium Falcon shoots in to help, while those codes are being loaded through R2-D2. They're trying to figure out a way to at least help while they get the codes going. C-3PO mentions that R2-D2 is now capable of using the codes in order to destroy the destroyers. A little funny turn of phrase. But he needs a minute to load it up. And as he does, boom! One of the destroyers blows up. And as our troops leave with their ships, as the destroyers are being destroyed, the problem is will this overload R2? Well, we'll find out later, as these devastators are being destroyed one by one by one. And yet, still, with this victory, it is only a minor one, for the source of evil still exists, the driving force amongst the Empire, and that is Palpatine. And as they take their new ships, their new fleet, you could say, and they decide that their place is with Luke, their place is to stop the Emperor once and for all. Now that they can destroy the Devastators, there's only Star Destroyers and the Emperor's flagship they do not have the codes for. And they wouldn't destroy it yet anyways. They wouldn't want to risk the life of Luke. While Leia is studying that stolen Jedi holocron that she received from the Emperor, it's teaching her the ways of the Force, and showing her there might be a way yet still to save her brother, to pull him back from the dark side. As we see the Emperor's ship. Now that is a supreme vessel, if you know what I'm saying. It cuts like a black sword through the darkness of space, matching the Emperor's opposing will and domination over his troops. And as the ship moves in, Leia begins to feel a pull towards her brother. She understands that she must go to him, try to save him, as he did once for their father. And as the ship lands and she walks out bravely, for she is now a Jedi, she feels the waves of the Force move through her, as they move through every living thing, but she feels the tides cascading between the light and the dark, pushing against each other. As she stands before the Emperor, she comes and makes it clear that she's there to save her brother. And as the Emperor tries to reach out to her unborn child, she finds that it's protected, for she has studied for she knows how to protect it through the ways of the Force. And defiantly, she lights her lightsaber and starts fighting her brother, trying to pull him back from the dark side. But he says he may have fallen too far. The power is just too intoxicating. The domination of will, the evil that is the dark side, is pulls to him. But still, there's that shred of light. And as the Emperor reaches out and tries to extinguish it, realizing that Luke will never fully fall, Luke stands defiantly ready for one more battle. And as the Emperor attacks and says, "So be it, I will seal your fate and you will die," as their lightsabers clash back and forth, until Luke finally takes the advantage and cuts off the Emperor's hand. And the Emperor throws back. He realizes he unleashes a powerful rip in the dark side. His energy, a hatred blast, destroying part of the fleets. Its devastation is like a red black hole. It just sucks and destroys everything up. But these Jedis are one. Their power is greater together, and his brother and sister stand, children of the Force. The Emperor realizes what has just happened. They've turned his own evil against him. His own storm of hatred, of dark side energy, is now destroying his ship, as well as him, trapped in his own rage, blinded by it. Trapped as the ship is being destroyed, Luke and Leia run, escaping with their lives, as the Emperor is destroyed by his own dark energy and hatred. And as Luke says, the Jedi will rise. It is the time for it. Or will they? But that is another story, and I am the Comic Outlaw. And as always, I will catch you on the flip side. Yeah.